Good morning, everyone. Today is Monday, December the 19th. If you are in anywhere in the world that celebrates Christmas, things are starting to wind up pretty significantly. Let's talk a little bit about what we've got going on with the market. I want to start always with the ES because it gives us live motion and it tells us where the real battle is for the traders today. Okay, so let's have a quick peek at what we are looking at. I'm going to expand this so it's a little bit wider for us. Tell us a little bit more of what's going on from that space. And we can see that the traders are really trying to, one, get up over the VWAP, and two, get up over the close of the prior week. So far, that's tough. Also, the close of the low of the prior month they're battling against. So sellers are clearly in charge, right? We've got high, low, lower high, lower low, lower high. Well, that's not a lower high, is it? Not a lower high, but clearly you can see the sellers coming in from the double topping formation on the weekly, and we get a lower low. Here we are all night long trying to hold this ledge. Here's the pretty part of this picture. The pretty part of this picture is that we are trying to hold this low, right? And so 38.55 is going to be your baseline event where you go, oops, I've got some more rundown. But in my mind, if the traders come in and they cannot hold this 38.71-ish zone, right? The chart is going to fade some more. So we are really close to that. My suspicion is there is a very muddy battle here. Notice from a 4-hour perspective, let's put the heat map on to see what's happening. 4-hour perspective, heat is above us. On a weekly perspective, we're caught right in the midst if we take a look at how the heat map draws up. So it tells us, listen, we're in a place where we can have back and forth ranges. So what I love to do in this kind of environment is I know what the levels are from a big picture event. I'll go to the hourly or the 65-minute. I'll find where the buyers try to hold support, right here. And if I'm thinking to myself, well, I think they're going to try and hold this zone, I'll watch for them to recover over this area. This candlestick is not going to close until 10 o'clock. It just started. And so this is really what we're looking at. If I had a suspicion, I would say that we're going to head down to here, bounce around, and then try and flesh it out again. A lot of people are caught between Santa Claus rally and whatever else they want to take part in. But there are a lot of people that are realizing that the Fed is in a little bit of a prickly spot. They have to talk the market down, but that stepping into the new higher interest rate is really going to drag because a lot of these companies are weak, right? I mean, we do have deglobalization going on, and a lot of people still think that the US is going to have the hegemony, but our trading partners are immensely weak, right? Everybody is experiencing trouble. I mean, so are China and Russia and a lot of those other places. But short story, what we've got ourselves here in is a space where we really have got to hold a floor. People are going to be thinking seasonality, Santa Claus rally. And so they're going to try and hold this bottom again, just like we saw. I drew this line for us at the 381 level. We talked about it. Chart really started to move off of that edge. We could easily double bottom. Here's the thing. You see the red lines? The bounces are sell zones. The bounces are sell zones. If they squeeze and start heading to the north, we've got ourselves the gap that we can fill. But at the end of the day, what we want to do is trade swiftly with the trend and back. Look at how much of this is sold premium. There's a lot of it, right? The bought premium in the calls here, but there's a lot of sold premium here. And so that gives us a very likely choppy zone. Listen, we lose 381. Very likely to go to 375 and then 371, simply because I'm looking at these from from weekly and monthly perspectives. Let's take a look at the Qs. The Qs, we've got our monthly formations, our weekly formations, chart still sitting in the midst of everything, but trying to do the same thing. Hold the bottom. What did we just do? We just tried to bounce, and guess what happened up there? We got hit by sellers. So if we got hit by sellers, the buyer's going to go, all right, I got to wait. I'm going to wait until this fleshes out of support at 273, or I'm going to see what happens here at 272. If I lose 272.50, all my bounces are going to be sell zones. That's as simple as it is today, right? We are looking at negative pressure overall, with prices trying their very best to take part in upside Santa Claus rally formations, but you can see it is an absolute mess, absolute mess. All right, last thing, let's take a look at the Qs. We have a volume profile event here. I have it on all the others, it's just much lighter in all the others. This is where we're looking VWAP well above price points, point of control well above current price points. What are the traders trying to do? They're trying to hold this ledge, desperately trying to hold this ledge. And so what did they do this morning? They bounced, but couldn't get up over this wick. Remember, 2 candles to the left. 2 candles to the left will give you your relative range for what you want to look at. And right now, the sellers have been rejected. They are sitting at this anchor point that puts them much lower on the framework action, and so they are going to very likely bounce and then fade. Now, when do we want to take the long? If we get up above the close of the prior week on any of these charts, we can look down to the base, see what the low is, estimate whether that is a risk that we can take, absolutely telegraph into tighter time frames, and by tighter time frames, I don't just mean the hour, I mean the 5 minute, once you have the level in play, right? What's the level in play? It's this 11,360, and you can see the heat map moving it all the way up to here. What you want to do is get above these zones. Can this next 5 minute close here? Yes. You've got the framework of, all right, my support is down here. I'm going into 11,360, 75, maybe even 363, right? And then I'm done. And I got to get out because it is a downward pressure event. All right, so we know what we're looking at. Bounces are going to lead to sell zones. Bounces could be heavy. We really have faded dramatically, and in the grand scheme of things, shoes are still dropping, but we could turn around and rally all the way up in through the range, folks. Do not underestimate what could happen under thin volume, which is where we sit. Good luck, and I'll see you tomorrow.